You're standing in line, your phone is dead, 30 seconds pass, your hand still reaches for your pocket. You don't decide to do it. Your body just moves. That itch under your skin has a name. Scientists call it boredom. But the real answer is far stranger than a phone habit. Boredom isn't a modern glitch. It's one of the oldest alarms in your brain. Boredom doesn't feel like sadness. It doesn't feel like fear. It feels like nothing. Empty. Flat. Unbearable in a quiet way. And that flatness has shaped human behavior for hundreds of thousands of years. Picture your ancestors. Small bands, moving across open land, watching, waiting, tracking. Long stretches with no predator, no prey, no threat. Just stillness. You'd think stillness would feel safe. It didn't. Psychologist John Eastwood, who studies boredom at York University, describes it as wanting to engage with something and being unable to. Not laziness. A kind of hunger. A hunger for your mind to have somewhere to go. That hunger wasn't an accident. It was a survival tool. Boredom made stillness uncomfortable enough to end it. An ancestor who felt nothing during idle hours stayed put. An ancestor who felt restless wandered further, scouted new ground, found the next river before the old one dried up. Boredom was never about entertainment. It was about motion. Here's the twist. That same system now pushes you towards your phone instead of a river. The wiring hasn't changed. Only the target has. In 2014, researcher Timothy Wilson ran a now famous experiment. He asked people to sit alone with their thoughts for about 15 minutes. No phone, no book, nothing. Many hated it. So Wilson gave them a button. Press it and receive a mild electric shock, something they'd already said they'd pay money to avoid. A striking number of people shocked themselves anyway, just to escape sitting quietly with their own minds. People chose pain over emptiness. Why? Because emptiness isn't neutral to your brain. It's a warning. Your ancestors' minds treated prolonged stillness as danger, a signal that something needed to change. Modern life didn't remove that wiring. It just replaced the rivers with notifications. Researcher Aaron Westgate, who studies boredom and meaning, has pointed out something important. Boredom often spikes not when nothing is happening, but when something is happening and it doesn't feel meaningful. You can scroll for hours and still feel that same restless itch because the ancient system inside you isn't asking for stimulation. It's asking for purpose. Your ancestors weren't rewarded for random movement. They were rewarded for movement that led somewhere. Boredom pushed them to search, and searching paid off in survival. Now, picture a modern feed, endlessly refreshed. The search reflex fires, movement happens, but there's no river at the end of it, just another version of the same flat field, dressed up as new. What's changed isn't the itch. It's the speed at which you can scratch it. In the past, boredom might sit with you for hours before relief came. A long walk, a slow conversation. That gap mattered. Wandering minds often stumble onto the very things people call insight or clarity. Now the gap is gone. The itch fires, and within a second, a screen answers it. No wandering required. No searching. Just an immediate flood of something. So what happens to an alarm built for searching when it never has to search at all? Some researchers who study attention have linked chronic, unresolved boredom to impulsive decisions and risk-taking. Because a mind that can't find meaningful engagement will sometimes settle for intense engagement instead. Anything sharp enough to feel like something. That's the part almost nobody tells you. Boredom doesn't just make you reach for your phone. Left unresolved, it can push people toward far riskier ways of feeling anything at all. So what do you do with an alarm this old, wired this deep, in a world built to answer it instantly and meaninglessly? Maybe you don't silence it. Maybe you follow it, the way your ancestors did. Let the restlessness sit a moment longer. Let it point you towards something with a destination, instead of a screen with none. Your ancestors didn't fear boredom because it was empty. They feared it because emptiness meant it was time to move towards something real.